Physical literacy. Can physical literacy be the answer to increasing the levels of participation? The levels of physical activity have declined by 20% between 1961 and 2005, but it's projected that it's only going to get worse, with the levels of physical activity set to drop another 35% by 2030 in the UK alone. In Wales, 36% of children were reported as undertaking physical activity for at least an hour each day and meeting the recommended hours of physical activity each week. 44% of children were also reported as being physically active for 1 to 4 hours each week, but aren't meeting the recommended hours of physical activity. In Wales, 13% of children are considered to be inactive and not taking part in any physical activity over the week. Of the 13%, 11% of boys and 15% of girls are considered to be inactive. In Wales, 58% of adults are reported as being physically active when they participate in at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per week, and 30% are reported as being inactive, participating in less than 30 minutes of exercise per week. It's also reported that 59% of adults in Wales are considered as overweight, and with 24% of the population considered to be obese. For children to be considered physically active, they need to be completing 60 minutes of moderate physical activity 5 times a week. To be physically active, children need to move more, play for 60 minutes or more each day, and sit down less by cutting down sitting time and screen time to 2 hours per day. Taking part in physical activity is completing 60 minutes of activity which increases the heart rate. Physical activity doesn't have to be playing sports, but instead they could do any activity from gardening to swimming. Being physically active on a regular basis reduces the risk of developing illnesses or diseases such as type 2 diabetes, heart diseases, and cancers. In adults, physical activity helps to reduce the chances of developing anxiety and depression. Cardiovascular diseases are common in people who are obese, and physical activity helps to reduce the chances of developing any of the diseases by up to 35%. Children who are physically active enjoy many benefits, which include developing coordination, improves concentration and learning, improves health and fitness, builds confidence and social skills, and overall makes you feel good. It's reported that children who are physically active in their youth are more likely to be physically active in adulthood. Being physically active throughout life can help to increase a person's lifespan and can live up to 5 years longer than someone who is inactive. Being physically inactive as a child can have repercussions, as they're more likely to develop diseases and illnesses such as asthma and sleep apnea. Inactive adults have been shown to pass on their inactivity to their children and are involved in them also becoming overweight or obese. Adults who don't make time for exercise often find themselves making time for illness, and a study produced in 2010 by the NHS showed that obesity is the second largest killer in the UK, behind smoking. Obesity has since claimed over 8,000 lives between 1995 and 2006 in England alone. In a study produced by Margaret Whitehead, she defined physical literacy as motivation, confidence, physical competence, understanding and knowledge to maintain physical activity at an individual appropriate level throughout life. The physical literacy framework, produced by Margaret Whitehead, has been designed to create more opportunities to get more children physically active in and outside school. It teaches people how to become active, which doesn't necessarily mean participating in sports or attending the gym, but rather just to be moving and enjoy being active. It encourages people to feel more empowered, to be successful, and most of all, to enjoy being physically active. Physical education lessons in schools have been developed to focus on developing physical ABC skills such as agility, balance and coordination. Along with the physical ABCs, it's important to develop psychological ABCs as well. These are autonomy, belonging and competence. Autonomy provides the children with a sense of ownership over their participation, which determines whether they have a good or bad experience. Belonging ensures children feel like they belong. They feel cared for, safe, valued and respected by the teacher and their peers. Competence is ensuring that children feel like they're able to motivate themselves to perform each task in the lesson. As children develop, it's essential that they learn the fundamental movement skills such as walking, running, catching and throwing, as it helps them to develop the confidence to perform these skills and allows them to transfer them into sports-related tasks and will help them to enjoy sports and physical activity.